up, y'all? My name is Nate. This is a 2023 GMC AT4, and it just made me a truck fan. So let's check it out. All right, I'm super excited. I finally get to review an AT4. So we're gonna go ahead and start by talking about this paint color. So this paint color is sterling silver metallic. It looks super good. Depending on what lighting it has some specs that you can see, or sometimes it might look like a dark gray. Then as we look at this hood is super massive. It has a lot of body lines, a lot of dimension and grooves to it, but it looks super good and super rugged. As we make our way forward, there's gonna be a massive grille there. In the middle of that massive grille, there's gonna be a GMC logo, and that GMC logo is gonna be super red, giant letters, looks super great. As we make our way down from that logo there, there's gonna be a front camera, and that front camera is very clear, but when it gets muddy, it'll actually have a sprayer you can spray off the camera. Now on this side of the vehicle, there will be an AT4 badge that looks very good as well. It's gonna match that GMC badge that's in the very center. Then as we make our way down, there's also going to be some parking sensors there as well. And then if you come down a little bit further, there's also going to be some giant red tow hooks. I just love that contrast of the red between these badges and those tow hooks. So on either side of the vehicle, below the headlights, there's gonna be some functional side air vents there, and they look super good. They are gonna be finished off in this nice gloss black color. And then just below those vents, there's this nice cutaway piece. I just love that styling element. And my absolute favorite part of the front fascia here has to be the headlights. The headlights look super nice. The daytime running lights are going to be an LED. When you turn on your turn signals, that LED light will be replaced by this amber color that looks very good as well. Also, if you were to look into these headlight housings, it's also going to say GMC Sierra. Looks super good. I just love the front design on this vehicle. So on the side of the vehicle here, you're gonna have some giant wheels as well. So these wheels are going to be 20-inch aluminum wheels, and they're gonna have carbon gray accents as well. It's gonna have a giant wheel well. Of course, this is gonna be for off-roading. And then it's gonna have some nice, super beefy, chunky tires for off-roading as well. As we make our way up, there's gonna be a 6.2 liter V8 badge there just above those tires. And then as we come on back a little bit further and we look at these mirrors here, these mirrors are gonna be massive as well. They're gonna have a light on the outside just in case you're off-roading. And if you were to switch into reverse, the mirrors will tilt down so that you can see, and they will fold and have blind spot monitoring. So additionally, on the side of the vehicle, there's also gonna be a very nice AT4 badge on the bottom here. You're also gonna have a shark fin antenna on the top there, and then two giant body lines here. They're gonna start at the front of the vehicle and extend all the way back to the bed of the trunk there. These door handles are also gonna be very nice on this vehicle. They're gonna have the proximity sensing. You can also use the My GMC app if you wanna control your vehicle that way. But if you walk up to the vehicle, push the silver button there, it will unlock or lock the vehicle as you wish, and then you can access the front or the rear doors. So continuing with the rear exterior styling here, so up top there will be the third brake light. There's also going to be a bed light and a bed camera as well. As we make our way into the bed here, this bed looks super good, super rugged, looks like it's not gonna scratch or anything like that. On the sides up top here, it is going to have GMC logos here on either side. And then inside of the bed, it's also gonna say AT4. As we make our way to the outside here for this tailgate is gonna have a giant GMC logo there. It'll also have a Sierra logo as well. And then on my side, it'll have an AT4 logo there too. As we make our way down, there will be some steps here, and these steps are gonna have some material there to make it a little bit more rugged so you don't slip. And then where the license plate is housed, there's gonna be a tow hitch just below there, and all of the tow hitch controls will be to the right of that license plate there. If you are wondering if this vehicle has a spare, that spare will be housed underneath the actual truck bed here. So on the outer tailgate part here, you're gonna have some very nice headlights here. They look super good. When you turn on the turn signals, they aren't gonna turn amber though, they're just gonna remain red. And the very last things to mention about the rear styling here, there has to be the dual exhaust tips here. They are going to be finished off in chrome, and they are also going to be functional. I have a 2023 GMC Sierra 1500. It's the crew cab with standard bed, and it's the AT4 all-wheel drive. The color is sterling silver metallic. It costs $73,780 US. Under the hood, there is a 6.2 liter EcoTec3 V8 engine. That engine is going to push out 420 horsepower, 460 foot-pounds of torque, and it's going to have a 10-speed automatic transmission. It is also going to have all-wheel drive. So here is a look at the key fob for the GMC AT4. I really wish that it had an AT4 badge on here as well, but it's just a GMC on the back. So on the other side there's the unlock controls, locking controls. You can also remote start this vehicle and also let down the tailgate. And then lastly, there will be an alarm button right there. So on the rear here, you can see that there is a cutoff here, a small section right there. If you want to let that part of the tailgate down, you can just push this top portion just right here and let that fall down. And then if you want to just use this part of the tailgate like that, you certainly can. As we push this back up, and if you want to release the full tailgate, you have to use the bottom button. So you can push the bottom button and then the top button, and that will release both of them there like that. And then if you want to release the step, you'll have to actually push and then pull this down like that. And then you can see here the full step is down. And then if you want to add certain add-ons, you can add those on the website, and those will just sit in these little slots right here. So now that the step is down and you have your handle up, you can easily just step, grab the handle, and pull yourself on up into the vehicle. And you can do the same to get down as well. So when you're all done using the step and the handle, make sure to put up the handle first. And you can do that just by grabbing this lever right here, putting it back into place. And then of course, for this one, you will just have to fold this top piece up just like this, and then you can fold up the entire thing. Okay, so now let's do a startup and exhaust on this vehicle. Even though it's not performance oriented, let's just hear what it sounds like. And now that we know what the exhaust sounds like, here is what this 6.2 liter V8 engine looks like. And here's a look at where it sits in relation to these front wheels here. All right, so I'm sitting in the back seat here. So these seats look very good. So it's gonna be jet black, perforated leather with Kalahari accents, and they just look super good. I just love the overall look of this. These seats are also very comfortable, and there is a lot of room back here. Of course, this is a giant truck. I am actually sitting behind myself at 6'1", and I have plenty of leg room. There's also going to be some pockets behind the driver and the passenger side, so if you want to store some items there, you can as well. Also, talking about storage, on the backrest of these seats, there's going to be 2 pockets on either side, driver and passenger. And if you open those up, there is a good amount of storage space in there. And there's also some storage space underneath the seats. These seats will fold up. In the back here, there will be 2 cup holders that are going to be on the center console that you can reach from back here, but you will have your own armrest with its own cup holders as well. As far as ventilation back here, there will be some AC vents. You can also turn on your heated seat controls, 3 separate settings for that. Here's a look at what the doors are going to look like on the passenger side here. You have your unlock and locking controls as well as a handle. You're also going to have this beautiful material here that is kind of like this synthetic carbon fiber, and then this very nice blacked out chrome. There's a nice armrest here as well that has a pretty good length to it. AT4 badge right here above the automatic window switch. There's a small pocket here for some storage or to grab the door. More storage down below. You're also going to have this beautiful orange trim here as well. And then here is your Bose speaker. As you enter the vehicle on the passenger side, there will be an AT4 sill. You have all of your automatic seat controls right here. And these seats will be heated and they will also be ventilated. AT4 stitching right there. And then let's see what is in front of the passenger. Beautiful floor mats. They're mixed with like this rubber and then carpet material. Makes it look very rugged. There's also going to be a storage pocket right here as well. Decent sized glove box. And then there's more storage right here. If you were to push this button, it will pop up. And then more of that beautiful trim here on the dash. Dash is pretty hard. And that's the passenger side. Now let's look at the driver's side door panel here. So it's going to mirror the passenger side, except there will be some memory seat settings here, and then also an easy exit button right there. Window controls will be down below. These front two will be one-touch automatic. Mirror controls there as well. And then the same beautiful door that we saw on the passenger side. Then as we enter the vehicle, same thing, AT4 badge right here. Very nice floor mats here. Automatic seat adjustment controls, heated and ventilated seats with this beautiful AT4 stitching up top. Here is a look at the center console space here. This armrest is pretty cushiony. We're gonna go ahead and open it now. So this is absolutely massive, and it's also going to have this nice divider storage compartment right here. Set that off to the side. And it will also have a locking safe in this as well, a bunch of USBs, and a regular power adapter, and then a place to charge your phone right here if you would like to. This will be wireless charging. And then as you close it, you can see that your phone peeks out just a little bit, which is pretty cool. Now as we look at the center area here, this will be the shift lever here. It looks very nice, it's very premium. It has that very nice kind of glossed black chrome material that we saw on some of the other parts of this vehicle. And then this is going to be the trailer brake. It's going to have a plus and a minus button right here. A small pocket for some storage. Some more USBs up here. Some more storage up here as well. And then of course your cup holders will be right there. To the left of the steering wheel, there will be an electronic parking brake mode selector. So this is going to have normal mode, off-road mode, trailer or haul mode. And then I like to just keep the vehicle in auto, but if you want to specifically select which kind of drive you want to be in, whether two-wheel or four-wheel drive, you can do that. And then all of your standard lighting controls will be here as well. This will control the outside mirror light. You have a bed light here. You can adjust the brightness as well. And then all of your standard lighting right here, and this will have fog lights as well. To the left of the steering wheel, since this will have a head-up display, you can adjust the height of the head-up display right here. You can adjust the information, and you can also adjust the brightness. Let me show you that head-up display now. You can adjust the height as I showed, and here is the different information that it will display for you. And then you can also adjust the brightness. On this section, just below the infotainment screen, on the left here, we'll have the engine start button, and then these are all of the AC controls. It looks like it is a little bit daunting, but they're very easy to use. You can simply just turn the dial here and it will adjust the temperature. And this is going to have the heated and ventilated seats that I mentioned earlier. And this is how you can toggle them. If you just want your back heated and not your butt, then you can solely choose that. Ventilated seat option will be right there. You can easily turn on and off the vehicle, select where you want the air to go to. Very simple. Then down below, you have some very nice tactile buttons here. So this will be your lane keep, your parking assist, your auto off. You can also lower the tailgate, turn on your hazards, turn off traction control, and then you also have an auto descent button on this side. One thing that I do wish that they included with this is a camera button that is hard touch. Maybe with this blank switch right here, they could have included that. Instead, you do have to go through the infotainment. Now let's go over the camera system in this vehicle. So let's start with the rear view mirror. So the rear view mirror will function as a standard one, except you can turn on the digital camera if you would like, and it works pretty well at nighttime as well. And then as we look at the cameras in the infotainment here, you can see the resolution here is very nice. And this little orange dot here will tell you where the camera is pointed. So right now it's at the front. Here's a look at the rear camera. Here's kind of a top-down view of the rear there, and top-down of the front. And then I do have these lines here, so as I turn the wheel, you can see that those lines change. And if you want to turn those lines off, you just have to select this button right here. Here's a look at the side wheels here. Again, if I turn the wheel, then it'll actually turn. Here are the rear wheels, and this does not look very good. It has a pretty poor resolution. Here is another view of the rear. And then lastly, I do have a bed view. And then again, I do have these lines on, and so it is going to show you exactly where you'll end up with this truck bed view. And then there's also going to be this button right here. You push that, and it'll give you a little bit more zoom. All right, so now let's look at this massive infotainment screen. So this infotainment size is 13.4 inches diagonally. On the left side, there will be a hard touch home button, a power button, and a volume knob as well. You're gonna have this side items here. That'll be kind of your quick section. And then everything else in this section here is very self-explanatory. Maps, audio, phone, cameras, Google Assistant, Play Store, Android Auto, and Apple CarPlay. And then here's some more applications there as well. And then Spotify, TuneIn, and Waze. And then if you want to access your climate control, you can do it right here if you don't like using all of the buttons that are right here. And then in this section, you can just continue to scroll. And this is going to be kind of just your quick, easy access area. All right, so now let's talk about the steering wheel. So this steering wheel will be wrapped in that nice black leather that we saw in the rear. It's also going to have those pretty cool Kalahari accents as well. In the center, there will be a GMC logo right there. And then you're going to have this nice brushed metal look as well. On the left side of the steering wheel, there will be all of your adaptive cruise control options there. You can control your gap if you would like, your speed, you can increase or decrease. This will also have a heated steering wheel, and you can toggle that in the center. On the right side of the steering wheel, a bunch of options there that you can control the digital instrument gauge cluster there, and then also access your phone and your voice assistant. On the back of the steering wheel, there will be plus and minus for your paddle shifters, and then also for those paddle shifters, they will be split. There will be some buttons on the bottom, and those buttons will control your media. So here is a look at the digital instrument gauge cluster here, and this is going to be 12.3 inches, and it just looks super good. This is the screen layout that I selected. I think this looks the best here. Giant speed in the middle there, and then on the left side you have all of your tire pressure gauges, and then on the right side there it'll show what specific drive mode you're in, and then also if you're in 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. And then just below all of that you have your temperatures, you have your battery voltage, your range. I just think this looks very good. But if you want to change this layout, I'll show you how to do that. So these are the buttons that I'm going to be using to adjust this center display here. So first off, as I scroll down, here's your drive summary, your trip information, and of course you can also scroll to the left and the right. Let's continue with this panel. There's also a timer, tire pressure, fuel economy, driver assistance, oil life, brake pad life, air filter life, and then your off-road gauges. And then if you want to just have it blank, you can do that as well. And I like to keep it on speed. The next will be your iPhone. This is connected to Apple CarPlay, navigation, and then anything recent with your phone. And then now with the settings options here, this is where you can control most of the layout. So as I scroll down and click left side information, I'll select that. And then as I scroll, you can see that this is just going to change. Compass, time and temperature, tire pressure, fuel economy, transmission fluid temp. So I'm going to go back up to tire pressure. We'll select that and go back. And then let's look at the right side information here. Drive mode enhanced. Here's a compass, time and temp, tire pressure, fuel economy, transmission fluid, and then you can also have that blank. So for the lower gauges, you can customize that as well. You can have the maximum amount of information, medium, and then also minimum. Information page options you can configure there, your units, speed warning, speed sign display, head-up display, software information, and you can also reset everything if you would like. All right, so I'm finally driving the AT4. Let's go ahead. We're going to start with a 0 to 60. I'm just going to be in normal mode and in auto, and I am going to brake boost it. Ooh. Wow. So this thing is honestly so much fun to drive. This isn't a performance truck whatsoever, you know, Bronco, Raptor, whatever, but it just has so much theater in it. There's so much tech. I just really have a good time driving this thing. I also feel very secure driving this thing. Like I could literally just go over anything, any weather, any conditions whatsoever. And then of course, towing anything as well. I'm sure I could just tow a bunch of vehicles in this thing. This is just a really cool truck. So as far as some of the other things with this, the steering is not too bad at all. The body roll is kind of as you would expect. Seats are very comfortable. The visibility in this is actually really good, especially since I have this really cool camera up here. So if I can't necessarily see very well out of the standard rear view, I can just flip that and turn the camera on. Pretty sick. So there is also just a lot of storage in this vehicle as well. I just really like that. The bed is actually very cool as well. It is just gigantic. So I honestly don't have a lot of negative things to say, if any, about this truck, just because it is so much fun to drive. It has giant screens in here. Everything's digital. I love the touch buttons down below. I really just am a fan of this truck. The only downside, I guess, is the price. It's gonna be an expensive vehicle because it's gonna have all of this tech. It's gonna look nice. It's gonna have super premium materials as well. So I guess you could technically expect that. But anyway, guys, I honestly had a blast reviewing this thing and driving this thing for a couple of days. If you enjoyed this review, please hit that subscribe button or even just that like button. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.